From this video, you will get tips to prepare for Palo Alto Networks XSIAM Engineer Exam. An overview of Palo Alto Networks XSIAM Engineer Exam. Exam details. Key exam domain. How to pass XSIAM Engineer Exam. 1. An XSIAM playbook is designed to interact with a custom-built internal application via its REST API for asset management. The API requires a bearer token, which is obtained by authenticating against an OAuth 2.0 endpoint every 60 minutes. The playbook needs to store this token securely and refresh it as needed for subsequent API calls. Which XSIAM features are best suited for managing this authentication mechanism within the playbook workflow? Select all that apply. A. Create custom field to store the token in the incident. B. Store data task to save the token in the XSIAM key value store. C. Generic API call task to perform the OAuth 2.0 token request. D. Fetch data task to retrieve the token from the XSIAM key value store. E. Use an incident field as a variable to pass the token between tasks. Answer: B, C, D. 2. A company is migrating from a traditional SIEM to XSIAM. They have a legacy application that generates logs in a highly customized, non-standard XML format, and the application's development team is no longer available to modify its logging mechanism. The logs are critical for compliance and incident forensics. What is the most effective strategy to ensure these logs are ingested into XSIAM with proper normalization and enrichment for analysis? A. Develop a custom Python script using the B. Utilize a commercial log parser or ETL tool, e.g., Splunk's Heavy Forwarder, Logstash with XML filter, as an intermediary to convert the XML into a standard format before forwarding to XSIAM. C. Upload the raw XML files periodically to an S3 bucket and configure XSIAM to ingest them, relying on XSIAM's out-of-the-box machine learning for parsing. D. Manually create AQL parsing rules within XSIAM for the XML logs, iterating on them as new log patterns emerge. E. Decommission the legacy application, as its logs cannot be efficiently integrated into XSIAM. Answer: A, B. 3. A Cortex XSIAM tenant is experiencing intermittent data ingestion failures from a critical endpoint protection platform, EP, integration. The integration status in XSIAM UI shows connected, but no new security events are appearing in the All Incidents view for the past 2 hours. Checking the EPP's native console confirms events are being generated. Which of the following is the most likely initial step to diagnose this issue, considering minimal disruption? A. Restart the entire Cortex XSIAM tenant to clear any potential transient errors. B. Review the XSIAM integrations log for the specific EP integration for errors or warnings. C. Directly restart the EPP's integration service on the source system. D. Check the network connectivity between the EPP's integration point and the Cortex XSIAM cloud endpoints using ping and traceroute. E. Verify the API key or credentials used by the EP integration in XSIAM and regenerate them if necessary. Answer: B. 4. During XSIAM incident response, a malicious executable's hash is identified. To ensure any future detection of this hash immediately triggers a critical alert and bypasses normal scoring workflows, how should this hash be integrated into XSIAM's content optimization strategy? A. Add the hash to a custom XSIAM block list, and configure a new detection rule to alert on any activity associated with entities on this list. B. Add the hash to a threat intelligence feed integrated with XSIAM, which automatically assigns a high reputation to matching events. C. Create a new scoring rule with the highest order that checks for alert file hash equals and applies a set total score action to 100. Demodify all existing detection rules to include an OR condition for the malicious hash, and set their base severity to critical. E. Deploy a new automation playbook that immediately creates a critical incident and assigns it to the on-call team whenever this hash is observed in any log. Answer: C. 5. A large financial institution is planning to deploy Palo Alto Networks XSIAM to centralize security operations and automate threat response. A key requirement is to ingest massive volumes of security telemetry from existing SIEM, EDR, network devices, and cloud logs, with a stringent RTO of 15 minutes for critical incidents. Which of the following XSIAM deployment considerations is most critical to evaluate initially to meet these requirements? A. Optimizing Cortex Data Lake (CDL) retention policies for compliance and cost efficiency. B. Defining a comprehensive playbook library for automated incident response workflows. C. Assessing the network bandwidth and latency between data sources, XSIAM tenants, and CDL locations. D. Evaluating the existing security team's proficiency in XSIAM's AQL and SOAR playbooks. E. Planning for custom XSIAM content development, including dashboards and reports, for executive visibility. Answer: C. 6. A new XSIAM automation workflow is being planned to periodically synchronize user identity information from an external HR system via SIM API with XSIAM's identity store to ensure accurate user context for investigations. During the planning, it's identified that the HR system's SIM implementation has a rate limit of 100 requests per minute and that XSIAM will be performing frequent updates. What is a critical design consideration to prevent service degradation and ensure successful synchronization? A. Configure the XSIAM automation to run once daily, regardless of data volume. B. Implement an exponential backoff mechanism and retry logic within the XSIAM playbook's SIM actions. C. Increase the XSIAM data retention period to store more historical identity data. D. Disable XSIAM's threat detection rules during the synchronization window. E. Perform the synchronization manually during off-peak hours. Answer B. Subscribe and like past question.